Hey, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachak, Kodash, double honors to the apostles, notice that great millstone. Salutations to you brothers that's out there doing the work in truth and sincerity. Hey, yeah, lesson came to my mind. Basically, it's pretty much a life lesson as we see, the perilous times looming. We have to uh, um, be more circumspect, be more prudent, cautious, and wise in our ways. Um, we have to live with the truth. We have to live in this world. We have to, you know, work on a daily basis so we can survive in this place. No, really is no telling exactly when this place is going to go out, but we are pretty much commanded to walk in the fear of the Lord, and I just did a quick, word search, because that's the time we're supposed to, well, this is the spirit we're supposed to be in, walking in the fear of the Lord. We got families we got to take care of. We got the brotherhood, first and foremost, we got to take care of and perfect. And, you know, while the evil days are looming, man, you know, um, tons of precepts come to my mind. But, you know, remember the Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days draw not nigh, perilous times shall come, you know, um, put on the whole armor of the Most High, and that's the scriptures. We learn to live with the truth, you know, and and become brotherly and become the new lump that Yahweh Shai is calling for us to do, to be. So Deuteronomy 8:6, it says, "Therefore thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy power to walk in his ways and to fear him." Okay, because really it's no other way that we can be successful in this place except we had a fear of the Lord, except we have his spirit with us and in us. All right. So, except to be reprobates, because the Lord said, I'm in you. Yahweh Shai is in us, man. All right. Deuteronomy 13:4, you shall walk after the Lord your power. All right. That means in his ways. Not as these Christians do, using every excuse to do what they want. All right. With the pre-existing notion that they're already saved. And we ain't even reached the days of trouble yet. Okay. You shall walk after the Lord your power and fear him and keep his commandments and obey his voice, and you shall serve him and cleave unto him. All right. Another scripture that comes to mind, Isaiah 10:20, man. We shall not lean on our oppressor. Okay. Meaning to put our trust in our oppressor. And that's what most of our people do. They put their trust in this system, this establishment, thinking that if they think as Esau and think as the white man does, they're going to be successful. That's the wrong way to think. It says, the scripture says, envy not thou oppressor and choose none of his ways. Roughly paraphrasing, so we don't want to think like Esau. You can see with their thoughts and their idealism, what it led them to: destruction of their own society. That selfishness, it led to the destruction of their own society. And we're learning how not to be evil. We're learning how not to be reckless. We're learning how not to be, wretched and filthy. And, on another word, and most importantly, to be fair, man, because Esau isn't fair. The so-called white man isn't fair, man. All right. All right. It says, let me see. It's one that I really wanted. Let me see. Proverbs 14:2. It says, he that walketh in the right uprightness, feareth the Lord. All right. We try to do the law to our best of our ability, uh, to basically, to keep that hedge around us, as long as we're thinking in the spirit, keeping these words the scriptures and not being presumptuous, going after our own thoughts and allowing our thoughts to dictate what, our environment, or allowing our environment to dictate our thoughts. You know, every thought that comes from our mind is primitive. It's not on the level, man. Okay. And that's why, its counsel is key. Understanding is key. Studying is key, because we don't want to base our thoughts off of emotions that really don't hold no weight on what reality is. All right. We need to understand what's going on. Okay. And what's more important. It's bigger issues to worry about than your thoughts. What's going on in your mind, because you'll destroy yourself, man. The brother was talking about that elder Ariella, man, from Dallas, man. You don't want to destroy yourself, which I'll get that scripture real quick because it's one of my favorite. Jeremiah 17:9. A lot of people lose out to their own primitive thinking. We wasn't called in here to use our brain capacity. As they say, we can only use 10%. So how can we rely on 10% to will sustain us in this world? If our mental capacity is that of something very short, and well, I can say with how can I say, we can't draw too much out of our own minds, except we believe in the Lord. So Jeremiah 17:9, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? All right. So once again, man, your mind is desperately wicked. So it's trying its hardest to cling on to anything that's wicked, man. That's primitive. Okay. It's trying to use an excuse to be angry, and mad at everything, All right, so let me see. Yeah, man. So we're called to put on the whole armor. Get that real quick. Because we're called to be we have to be, we're being held accountable for what we do. And as long as we walk in the spirit, which is the word, we should do fine, man, and walk in the fear of the Lord. All right. That just means, man, you don't have to be content. You don't be content with these things in the world, man. Having money, having a good job, having a family and all of that, because it can be taken away, but at the same time, trust in the Lord and thank the Lord and be always thankful for what you have, and lean on that. Lean on that, man. All right. Lean on the Lord. Understand that the Lord has given us all the things that we need. Ephesians 6:10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Okay. All right. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. All right. So the whole armor of the Lord is pretty much the scriptures first, but with all that with all that knowing, get understanding. So we're supposed to understand these scriptures. So that means search the scriptures, understand the certain events and the accounts of the scriptures, the history, understand why things were done, understand why why individuals went off, how they went off. Saul he's always a good example of what not to do, or what spirit not to be in, that rebellious spirit. So the wiles of the devil, man, is pretty much his traps that he has set up for us in this society, and we should know. We should know what type of traps that he has set up for us in this society. But we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Yeah, man. So, like I said before in my last lesson, man, the odds are against us. We have swelling odds that are against us. We have laws that they're creating that's against us. You know, they're newly creating laws so they can trap us up, you know, unjust laws. So we have to be prudent in our ways, what we're thinking, what we're saying, you know, how we go about doing things, do it with counsel, um, advice from, brothers, elders, and continuously watch what our, the elders are saying, you know, um, let me get perilous times, man, because these are dangerous times, man. Um, and never, the thought never leaves of, you know, the thought of evil never leaves my mind, the thought of evil never leaves our mind because we living in the valley of the shadow of death, man. As the scripture says, we shall fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. So being kingdom minded, getting along in society, using the society, not to be prop ourselves up as the ones, and to be rich or anything like that, but to get by, man. But to get by in the fear and walking in the fear of the Lord. 2 Timothy 3:1, it says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemous, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away." So we don't want to be caught with none of these vile, vices. All right. We want to continue to be virtuous or think virtuous, continue to walk in the fear of the Lord. With that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Makak, Dash, double honors to the apostles and those that great millstone. Shalom. Shalom.